Time is not a river that sweeps you away. It is the chisel with which you carve your soul. Every moment is a sacred stone placed in the temple of your life, and you are both the builder and the dwelling. What you do now echoes not just in tomorrow, but in eternity. The ancients did not count time. They honored it. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself again and again, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think, for death is not a tragedy. If life has been lived with virtue, to live, as if each breath is your last, is not to panic, but to purify. It is to strip away the trivial and touch only what matters. It is to speak with truth, act with justice, and love without delay. It is to waste nothing, not time, not thought, not kindness. Plato taught that time is the moving image of eternity. And if that is so, then every passing second is a glimpse of the divine. Every heartbeat is a whisper of forever, and you are the translator. You are the one who gives that whisper form in action and shape in choice. Do not fear the future. It is not here. Do not mourn the past. It is not real. The only thing that has ever lived is now. Now is the only place where courage can rise, where wisdom can act, where the soul can be free. The wise do not rush through the moment, they bow to it. They see the eternal hidden in the ordinary. They see sacredness in silence and power in presence. They eat slowly, speak thoughtfully, listen deeply, and walk with intention. Socrates did not delay his questions until tomorrow. He asked them. Now he looked into the hearts of men and brought light, not to shame them, but to awaken them. And he did this not for fame, but for the soul, for the eternal fire he believed burned inside us all. And what is that fire? It is awareness. It is the gift of knowing that you are alive and that this moment will never come again, not in this form, not with these people, not with these chances. And if you miss it, it is gone, not as punishment, but as truth. The flame does not wait, and so you must live like a lamp on the mountain, steady, quiet, burning through the night, not to be seen, but to shine, not to boast, but to serve, because light is its own reward. Heraclitus said, you cannot step into the same river twice, for new waters are always flowing around you. So too are you new in each breath, reborn in each decision. And the question is not, what have you done, but what are you doing now? Now is where the power lives. So stop measuring your life by clocks and calendars. Measure it by meaning, by moments of honesty, by how often you loved without asking why, by how deeply you were present in the breath of another or in the stillness of your own. Every hour you spend angry is a temple stone, broken every day. You spend distracted is a golden roof left unbuilt. But every time you rise above your lower self and act from virtue, you add to the great cathedral of your being, and that cathedral will stand forever, because when your soul is formed from courage and carved by discipline, when it is lit with humility and framed with love, it becomes timeless. It becomes a mirror of the eternal. It becomes the temple in which all time bows and all truth resides. So live this moment as if the gods were watching, because they are not in the sky, but in the very breath you now breathe. And if you walk forward with reverence for time, you will need no monuments. Your life will be your legacy. Your now will be your eternity. Your mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. If you plant bitterness, you will harvest sorrow. If you plant gratitude, you will reap joy. And just as the farmer does not leave his field to chance, so must you be vigilant with the soil of your soul. Aristotle spoke of excellence, not as an act, but as a habit. And habits begin with thought, what you repeatedly think you become. And so the wise tend to their minds as carefully as the sacred groves of Apollo. For the quality of your life flows from the quality of your thoughts. Do not let weeds grow unchecked. Do not water envy or pride or fear, for these will choke the roots of peace and poison the fruit of your action. Instead, cultivate patience, humility, reason, and love. These are the sacred herbs of the philosopher king. Socrates knew this well. He walked the streets of Athens, not to boast in knowledge, but to awaken the minds of men. He asked not to shame, but to guide. He knew that an unexamined life is like a wild garden, beautiful by accident, but dangerous by neglect. To examine your life is to walk daily through your inner world and ask, what have I allowed to grow? Here, is this thought worthy of my attention? Is this judgment rooted in truth or ego? Am I nourishing clarity or confusion? Am I planting compassion or control? Epictetus taught that we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. A storm may rage, but it cannot touch your soul unless you open the door from within. So close that door gently and open the windows to peace, to virtue, to clarity. Plato saw the soul as a chariot pulled by two horses, one noble, the other wild, and reason is the charioteer. To master your mind is to guide the horses toward the summit of truth. To let the wild horse run unchecked is to fall into chaos, but to master both is to rise to the divine. And how does one master the mind? Not by force, but by attention, by daily care, by silence and study and reflection, by replacing the noise of the world with the music of meaning. Not all thoughts are yours, not all are worthy. Choose them as carefully as a sculptor chooses his stone. Heraclitus said, character is destiny, and character is shaped first in the mind. What you allow to dwell within becomes what you express without. If you feed resentment, you will speak in anger. If you nourish understanding, you will act in harmony. So begin each day like a gardener. Rise with the sun and ask, what will I grow? Today will I nourish stillness or stir chaos? Will I plant wisdom or waste? Will I allow the winds of the world to scatter my focus? Or will I tend to my soul with purpose and care? Marcus Aurelius returned to this every morning, reminding himself that he was born not for luxury, but for labor, not to chase comfort, but to practice virtue, not to be swayed by the folly of others, but to rise by his own inner compass. And so must you, because your mind is the first temple you enter and the last place you leave. It is where gods whisper and demons lurk. It is where battles are fought long before swords are drawn. And if you master your thoughts, you master your fate. To think clearly is to live clearly, to see life not through the fog of desire or fear, but through the clean glass of wisdom. And when you think, well, you live well. And when you live well, you plant seeds in the souls of others that may bloom long after you are gone. So walk your garden. Now remove what does not belong. Give water to the noble. Give sunlight to the true. And in time, your life will be a place of peace, where others come, not just to admire, but to grow. If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.